With regards to Sandy Hook and Jesuits, don't forget, Sandy Hook equals 112, like how the Jesuits operate in 112 countries. Every mainstream media source had to report Adam Lanza weighed 112 pounds, as if that was a really important detail. Adam Lanza, USA Today, 112 pounds. This news source, 112 pounds. New York Times, run by Jesuits, 112 pounds. CNN, Adam Lanza, 112 pounds. NPR, Adam Lanza, 112 pounds. NBC, Adam Lanza, 112 pounds. And I just remember when this was going on, I didn't know Gematria at the time. I knew from the time of 9/11 on that there was something to numbers and ritualistic reporting of numbers, and it always drew me nuts. But I was just like, okay, what are they doing? 112 is the alt dialing code for 911. I've seen people this afraid or freaked out since 9/11. What are they reporting? What are they putting on the TV? Washington Post, Adam Lanza, 112 pounds. Newsweek, Adam Lanza, 112 pounds. Every single news source reported that Adam Lanza was 112 pounds. Sandy Hook's 112. Adam Lanza's birthday is supposedly April 22nd, even though he looks like he was invented in Photoshop. Never forget that they said on his corpse his brother's ID was found, and if you investigate the pictures of Adam Lanza and the brother, you'll see that there's no two pictures with them together. Adam Lanza's birthday is April 22nd. What day is that? April 22nd. Oh, that's the 112th day of the year. And what are the initials AL? Well, A's the first letter, L's the 12th, so 112. And why would they code 112 in addition to the Jesuits? Let us not forget the Dune Blaine massacre, which got gun rights taken away in the UK, which happened on March 13th, 96. The divisors of 42 add up to 96. Jesuits 42, Freemasons 42 and 96. Modern Freemasonry is under the Jesuit umbrella. The Dune Blaine massacre was March 13th, 96. 3 plus 13 plus 96. It was a date with 112 numerology. This is where first graders were targeted, like at Sandy Hook. The only birth-death certificate that the media ever showed of any of the children at Sandy Hook was Noah Posner, and his birthday is November 20th, 1120. With regards to Dune Blaine, you see how it equals 73? The shooting was on March 13th, which is the 73rd day of the year in a leap year, which 96 was. Newtown, Connecticut is on the 73rd meridian west. The name Adam Lanza equals 73. This is how history really repeats itself. You get these two incidents. Gun rights taken away in the UK. A lot of politicians tried to take away gun rights, and what they did is create more legislation, more background checks, more stuff, trampling your constitutional rights, where you're supposed to... I mean, truly, the purpose of the Second Amendment was to allow the people to have weaponry that was on the same tier as the military so that they could fight back against tyranny. Now, do we have that in the U.S.? Obviously not. No, that's a joke to even think about. They continue to make more and more restrictions. We're nowhere near on the same tier as the military, and that's why we're ruled over by tyrants, because we can't keep them honest. You know, there's that age-old expression about how governments are supposed to fear their people. People aren't supposed to fear their government, but that's what the 60s were all about, and all the political assassinations by the numbers. JFK, Bobby Kennedy, MLK, Malcolm X. That made a lot of people tuck their necks like turtles. Again, the Dune Blaine and Sandy Hook, it's all synced up, and there's even more to it. There's a whole lot more to it. Actually, here, I'll show you something. From March 13th, 1996, to December 14th, 2012, that's the day of Sandy Hook. You see how it's 6,120 days later? The 612 is crucial. There was another major shooting not long after, the Pulse nightclub on June 12th. That was June 12th, 2016. And then the shooting at Stoneman Douglas was Valentine's Day, February 14th, 2018, which was 612 days later. Google recently deleted my post on this, so there's a few things that I forget that I need to revisit, but here we're just going to do it in real time. I think it's Jewish Gematria Yeah, Dune Blaine Massacre 612 in Jewish Gematria. Orlando Strong was the motto after polls 612. The word Valentine in Sumerian Gematria, which is just where you multiply the alphabetic order times 6, is 612. What this is about is when you run the alphabetic order in reverse and multiply it times 6, police is 612. At the same time all these shootings were going on, CNN ran a feature story. It was about 15 minutes long, and it was about police doing active shooter drills unannounced in public schools, in theaters, in malls, in public places, to create realistic scenario, to make it the training so realistic. And it's like, well, wait a minute. They're telling you about, shootings in schools and malls and theaters and public places at the same time they're running this story. And don't forget that just before the Sandy Hook shooting, there was the Aurora shooting. That was at the Batman premiere. And don't forget, in the 33rd episode of the old Batman television episode, Bruce Wayne, part of the dialogue is that his grandfather formed Skull and Bones at Yale, which is just down the street from Newtown. That Batman movie, the shooting at the Batman premiere in Aurora, you can look this up, it's all factual. That year, they put out a toy map of Gotham City you could buy. They changed the neighborhood in the Gotham map that was always called South Hinckley. Always for the entire Batman series, from South Hinckley to Sandy Hook. Also, in the beginning, the opening of that film, you see the Gotham skyline, and for the first time ever, there was a big bright orange sign that said Aurora. So you had the shooting at the Aurora Theater on the Batman premiere, and then you had the shooting at Sandy Hook shortly after that, and then you had CNN showing you the police doing active shooter drills in theaters and schools and malls. With regards to police in 612, don't forget what you just had happen in Minneapolis, the 612 area code. Don't forget that Stoneman Douglas is named after Marjorie Stoneman Douglas, who's from Minneapolis, 612, but you just had the George Perry Floyd killing in Minneapolis. And don't forget what they did. You had the Ahmaud Arbery killing story by the numbers in Georgia. Then you had the George Floyd killing. Then you had the Rashard Brooks shooting in Atlanta, Georgia on June 12th by police, 612 again, the anniversary of the Orlando thing. So again, the 612 is telling you who's really executing these events. And I know Google really doesn't want this information out there. The 612 thing, all over Stoneman Douglas, all over Sandy Hook, all over so many of these other shootings.